The UFC returns this weekend with a rare non-title main event from the Apex in Las Vegas, featuring a welterweight bout in the main event between Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal. Let's break it down. Jorge Masvidal is 37 years old. He's 5'11" with a 74-inch reach and a record of 35-15 with 16 knockouts and 2 submissions. From Miami, Florida, Masvidal took to street fighting at an early age and made his high school wrestling team but couldn't stay on due to failing grades. After appearing in one of Kimbo Slice's backyard brawl videos, he began training in mixed martial arts and made his professional debut in 2003 with a first-round knockout. In his early career, he fought for various now-defunct organizations, going 16-3, losing to Rafael Sunkau by decision and Rodrigo Damon, while knocking out Joe Lazone, Ryan Schultz, and Eve Edwards. In 2009, he joined Bellator, knocking out Nick Aguilar in one round, but in his second fight was choked out on an inverted triangle by Toby Amada. From there, he won 6 of his next 9, scoring a rear naked choke of Eric Reynolds and a knockout of Satoru Kitaoka, and a decision over Justin Wilcox before making his UFC debut in 2013 with a decision over Tim Means. He then submitted Michael Chiesa with a Darce choke, and the following year defeated Pat Healy, Darren Cruikshank, and James Krause before dropping a decision to Al Iaquinta. After knocking out Cesar Ferreira with a series of punches and elbows, he dropped his next 2 in a row to Benson Henderson and Lorenz Lozon, but bounced back with knockouts of Jake Ellenberger and Donald Cerrone. 2017 saw Gamebred go on another 2-fight skid, losing a close fight to Damian Maia and a thorough one-sided beating by Wonderboy Thompson. After a 16-month layoff to refocus his career, he took on Darren Till, and despite getting dropped within the first few seconds, he methodically started breaking Till down, timing his shots, and then knocking him out with a left hook in round 2. After months of back-and-forth trash talk on social media, he set the record for fastest knockout, landing a flying knee to the head of Ben Askren in just 5 seconds in the fight that made him an international star. In a unique bout for the so-called BMF belt, he defeated Nate Diaz via third-round stoppage after Diaz suffered a nasty cut under his right eye. In July, he stepped in for his sick Gilbert Burns on 6 days' notice to challenge welterweight champion Kamaru Usman, dropping a unanimous decision. On April 24, 2021, he was given a rematch with Usman, putting up a fierce fight in round 1 before getting knocked out cold by a thunderous right cross from the champ just 1 minute into the second round. One of the slickest boxers in the sport, Gamebred lands at a 48% accuracy and understands distance better than most fighters, boasting a 65% strike defense. He's also a solid wrestler, and despite being wildly popular, is often inconsistent and prone to off nights or lackluster performances. Colby Covington is 34 years old. He's 5'11" with a 72-inch reach and a record of 16-3 with 4 knockouts and 4 submissions. From Clovis, California, Covington moved to Oregon when he was 8 and took up wrestling in high school, lettering all 4 years and winning the state championship in his senior year. He wanted to wrestle at Iowa State College, where he was a roommate of Jon Jones, before transferring back to Oregon, where he became a 2-time Pac-10 conference champion at 174 pounds. After graduating with a degree in sociology, he made his professional debut in 2012 with a first-round knockout. He won his next 4 with 2 submissions before making his UFC debut 2 years later with a first-round knockout over Wang Anying. In December of 2015, he suffered his first loss, a guillotine choke submission to Warlley Alves. He bounced back 6 months later with a rear naked choke of Jonathan Muner, and then followed that up with a third-round knockout of Max Griffin. He then won decisions over Brian Barber and Dong Hyun Kim, and in the last fight of his contract, he defeated the always dangerous Damian Maia by unanimous decision. 7 months later, he defeated Rafael dos Anjos by unanimous decision to win the interim welterweight championship, but was subsequently stripped of the title when a surgery prevented him from taking on Tyron Woodley in a unification match. He returned in August of 2019, overwhelming former champion Robbie Lawler with volume, throwing 541 strikes and attempting 18 takedowns en route to a lopsided unanimous decision to earn another shot at the title. On December 14, 2019, he took on welterweight kingpin Kamaru Usman, engaging in a brutal back-and-forth war of attrition, with both men absorbing punishment and Covington fighting with a broken jaw before getting dropped twice in the final minute, prompting the referee to call a halt to the action. In September of 2020, he took on former champion and sparring partner Tyron Woodley, dominating the first 4 rounds before the fight was stopped in the 5th with Woodley complaining of a rib injury. On November 6, 2021, he got a second shot at arch-rival Usman, putting up another spirited challenge for the belt, but coming up short again as 2 knockdowns suffered in round 2 proved to be the difference in a close decision. A highly aggressive pressure fighter, Covington possesses an iron jaw, excellent stand-up, world-class wrestling skills, and some of the best cardio in the business, setting a breakneck pace as he overwhelms his opponents with volume. Will the devastating power and reach advantage give Gamebred the edge he needs to take out his former best friend? Or will Chaos's advantage at wrestling and cardio prove too much as both men seek to stay in the title picture and settle one of the most heated rivalries in the history of the UFC? Tune in Saturday night to UFC 272, Covington vs. Masvidal, and let's find out.